Greetings, Internet! Welcome to my little corner of madness, where today we are revisiting one of the OG Incarnons. The Phenmor, a Master Rank 14 semi-automatic primary that has a minigun Incarnon mode. It sports a 20% crit chance with a 2x crit multiplier and a 20% status chance, which is decent enough, and while it does do primarily slash with a side of puncture in its normal mode, it actually does slash and radiation in Incarnon mode. It is, as all original Incarnons are, available from Cavallero in the Chrysalith, and to get the blueprint you're gonna have to put in 30,000 credits, 10 Void Bloom Pinion, 15 Void Bloom Quills, 30 Void Gel Orbs, and 8,000 Alloy Plates, so it's not actually all that expensive. So let us give it a shot and see if it's still as ridiculously good as it used to be, because this used to be one of the, if not the strongest gun in the game. I still think Devouring Attrition is the way to go, it's just a massive multiplier, but we're gonna have to be careful about priming. This didn't used to be a thing back when this weapon came out, but nowadays Puncture increases your crit chance against enemies that are afflicted by it, so we ideally want to avoid it. It's not gonna make a massive difference, but it is gonna make a difference. I think my original evolutions are fine. Minus crit magazine capacity? Sure, I guess, and then fire rate, yep. Yep. We're actually kind of limited here, like the crit damage from Blight is useless. The ammo efficiency from Crux doesn't work in Incarnon. Deadhead does work. This might actually be nice if you want to aim down sights for that minus recoil. Dexterity is, well, dexterity. Frostbite is the same thing as Blight. And Merciless, yeah, I guess we're just limited to Merciless and Deadhead. I guess we start with Merciless for that reload speed to make the Incarnon switch faster. Let's get some basic mods here. Chamber. I would also like to run Galvanized Aptitude because the setup's gonna be pretty status heavy. Okay, we're gonna have to refinagle the Phenmor around. There we go. I don't know why I always put in primed rounds. I want to run primed crown rounds because like the damage difference is absolutely huge. And also the status distribution is even huger, like we want mostly blast. Okay, let's go try it out and see if there's anything we need. Oi, that's a lot of recoil. Oh, I forgot how good this feels. That is just saucy. I'm loving the blast, by the way. That is very good. It looks so cool as well. Oh, let's try Deadhead. It's gonna make the Incarnon switch much more annoying, but the recoil is quite harsh. Oh, yep, that is much better, but... I actually prefer the lower recoil on the Incarnon as well. Like, there's just enough to make it feel good. Like, I wouldn't push this any lower. There's just enough to make it feel good, but it's not annoying. I like it. How exactly are we gonna fit this in? Hold on. Then we can put this here. That gives us even more punch through. We're actually gonna have quite a lot. I'm curious about Vile Acceleration. It's most likely going to be way too much fire rate, but come on now. I'm so annoyed that the ammo efficiency from Crux doesn't work on Incarnon charge. It'd be so good if it did. Why does it have to eat ammo so fast? I want to do this so bad. But it's just a no bueno kind of thing, especially because of that long Incarnon switch. You know what? I think it might be reasonable to run Prime Shred. I would love to get the extra punch through because we already have 3.6, we would have 5.8. Yes, let's do it. We'll format that into a D, and then we need to slip it right under those primed cryo rounds, like so. Then we slap the V over there, and bada bing, bada boom. Yes, dude, that's so good. Now that is a minigun. I'm so happy right now. Now we don't actually want to use Harold this time, because he primes a lot of puncture, which would increase our crit chance. We could use the Lacerton, which doesn't have puncture on it, instead of the Batoton, but I don't have the right forba on it. What the flim? Ugh. I don't use Vulpaphilas too much, but they don't proc puncture if you don't want them to, with the claws, so yep. Super Spreader it is. This is gonna sound dumb, but I actually don't like this. It feels way too strong for an Exterminate. Like, this is just dumb. Finally, some grouped up enemies. I can hold the trigger down for more than a split second. Like, this is genuinely dumb. I know it's a really nice problem to have, right? My gun's too strong, boo-hoo, but it's still a problem. That was surprisingly mediocre. What? Oh, this is what I wanted. I need to put on some Doom music. I'm mowing the lawn, I am. Why is this not my most used gun? What the fuck am I doing? This right here is just pure testosterone. Hell yeah. The game's just like, congratulations on mowing the lawn. Oh, this is great. Sentience? What sentience? Man, the damage attenuation makes us like surprisingly bad against acolytes, eh? Yeah, this really is not a weapon for an exterminate. Like I have brought many bullets and I have nowhere to shoot them. I genuinely thought I'd be bothered by the long Incarnon switch a lot more than I actually am, especially considering that we actually run Prime Tread for more fire rate. It doesn't feel too bad at all. Alright, I think it's time we go and wrap it up. So, first up we have the evolutions, which are pretty straight up. A Rapid Wrath for fire rate, Retribution's Vessel for the magazine capacity, Elemental Excess for the negative crit and bonus status, and we top it off with Devouring Attrition for a 50% chance to deal 2000% extra damage on a non-critical hit. For the build we ended up using Primary Deadhead because I actually like to aim down sights even in Incarnon mode, and the negative recoil from Primary Deadhead feels really nice. For mods we run Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized Aptitude for status chance and condition overload, Prime Tread for fire rate and punch through, Rifle Elementalist for elemental damage and punch through, and we actually end up with 5.8 meters of punch through, which is a ridiculous amount. You know, it's one of those, you know, I want to shoot someone that's standing behind a fridge in my neighbor's house kind of deals. But anyway, we top it all off with a bunch of elemental damage. We run Malignant Force and High Voltage for corrosive and status, as well as Primed Cry rounds and Thermite rounds for a ton of blast and a bit of extra status once again. Now, while it's not going to make a massive difference, I would still recommend a pet that does not prime puncture, which is why I ended up going with Super Spreader, a Volpophyla that just primes Slash, Electricity and Vital. It's to avoid increasing our crit chance in any way, shape or form, because the final evolution only triggers on a non-critical hit. This is still one of my favorite Incarnons. It's just incredibly cool. I've always wanted a minigun in the game, and this is pretty much as close as it gets. And it still rocks, even with the OG non-crit build. It's actually a lot better than it used to be. The new blast combined with corrosive feels amazing. So yes, I would absolutely recommend you give it a shot. This is one of the weapons that I would say is a must try. Do not skip this one, trust me. And that is pretty much all I have for you today, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. Then, I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And I think next time we might revisit the Fellarks. What do you guys think? I remember that one being really fun as well, plus it used to be amazing for hunting Archons. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.